Among the stillness of the various galleries and exhibits at the Gibbes Museum, there is a heart that beats, works being created within those walls thanks to visiting artists who welcome prying eyes and curious minds. Let's welcome Colin, Elizabeth Williams, both visiting artists at the Gibbes Museum of Art. Ladies, great to have you with us.
Thanks for having us.
So I have to ask both of you this question. Elizabeth, I'll start with you first. What is it like creating art in a fishbowl?
Well, I have actually really enjoyed the interaction with the visitors. I can close the studio door and focus when I need to, but I really do love the feedback and just talking with people about my project. They want to know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and so just to have those conversations.
How about for you, Elise? How do you like having kind of an audience while you're creating your work?
Well, I feel like having an audience also helps me to understand my project better, you know, because also I have this interactive part in my studio where people tell me where they're from.
Yes.
So they write on these little notes, and so they become actors of the project and not visitors. So that's really something I like.
Very interesting. And what is your typical medium that you use in your art, and how would you describe your style?
So that's a good question. Beth and I discussed my style. I think it's more like abstract realistic, and my medium is canvas.
It is?
Yes.
Okay. And how about for you, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I use oil on canvas, and I do a lot of portraits. This series in particular is focused in on portraits, and so it is kind of a contemporary look at a realism and a traditional approach to painting. So,
what is it that you try to pull out when you say portraits of people?
Yes.
Okay, and a person's face can tell a lot of stories.
Yes.
So what is it that you look for? What are the characteristics that really tell that story on the canvas?
I think that I'm looking for light and expression, and I'm painting children. So children, we're often looking at children, and so they're not necessarily looking at us. So these are portraits where I'm wanting the viewer to consider a child, a specific child, through history. So the whole series are based on individuals that lived through history.
Oh, interesting.
So even if you don't know who the person is, these are real people and they have real names. But even if you don't know who they are, I want you to see how much life is and potential is in these children.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. And how about for you, Elise? When did you first pick up a paintbrush, and how has your art evolved over time?
Okay, so I always painted, but I really started to focus on portraits 3 years ago, because I love facial features. I've always been interested in facial features. I always like to find, for example, when I see a child, who does he look like? So facial features, and I started to try to show what the eye cannot see in paintings. So that's why my work evolved from just like drawing something realistic to expressionism.
Yes, yeah, and when you add that contemporary bend to it, what element does that add that maybe a traditional style doesn't quite capture?
That's a really good question. So I'm trying to express feelings, emotions, and in this project I'm trying to show ancestry and ethnicities. So the way I work is by patches of colors, and each colors represents an identity. And that's really what I'm trying to show. It's like a map of your face.
Oh, I love that, a map of your face. And the Gibbes is lucky to have you both there. So how can people come and find you? Where do they find you?
We're both teaching workshops for the next couple of weekends. Mine are on Saturdays, hers are on Sundays. Mine are oil painting, hers are expressive acrylics. So you can find us there, and we're there every day painting.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so folks, just go onto the website. We're going to put the information up on the screen. And you're in Studio 1, Elise, and you're in Studio 2. And you're going to be there through December 3rd and through December 2nd, if I'm not
Well, we're actually going to stay, news flash, we're staying until the 6th.
Wonderful.
Because the 6th they're having a night market, so we'll be there till the 6th.
Fantastic.
Yes, I know.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your artistry with us.
Thanks.
Wonderful. We're back after this.